Well, welcome back, future space engineers. I did a couple of rebuilds on the freighter ship and the refinery, and also did a mining ship. Sort of a basic alpha build, I guess. But this will be our little transport ship. It's got some lights put on it. So let's go ahead and check out the freighter. So what I did with the freighter is I added some exterior conveyor belts so other ships can load off material, or you can use those to connect to refineries or stations or other ships to transfer goods and materials. So I sort of did a mock-up of what I'm talking about here on the freighter here with the refinery. Tried to use red nozzles, red conveyor ports, I guess you would call it. I don't know, I'm still thinking this stuff up. It's probably fuel transfer or just goods transfer. So right now you can, let me see if I can get a better view on this. So it's kind of lined up with one of those conveyor ports. So the freighter was loading or unloading material, and up at the top I added a couple more uh, reactors. So these would be good for the fuel port for the reactors for the freighter. And then that red port right there goes to the fuel storage for the reactors for the refinery. So let's go ahead and go inside the freighter real quick. I'll show you what I changed there other than changing the length. I changed the length a bit and then added another reactor and two more storage, large storage cans. So it take a little more material. Oh. And then also had enough power. I didn't have enough power to run all the engines and stuff, so uh, we'll go check out the changes in here. So basically what I added is from these stairs to the back to accommodate one more reactor and a couple more storage containers. So let's go ahead and go up to the upper level. So the fuel ports with the conveyor belts go into the reactors that are up here now. And then these are the storage boxes. I got 5 of them now instead of 3. So we added 2. And then another feature you can see is where the refinery is hooked up to the conveyor belts, and those directly fill up each container box. So I can control, it looks like I forgot one. So those would be used to transfer goods from the exterior ship to the inside cargo spaces. So those are the main changes I did. I added the walkway up top so you can get a over the top view, and then so it's like one upper deck and lower deck, and that's the wrong piece right there too, but I'll fix that later on. So sorry if there's gonna put any lights down here with the walkway, but just wanted a secondary walkway so you can overlook the reactors, and then you can see there's a port at the top that I put in, so if haulers were coming in, they can land up top, transfer goods through the top conveyor belts, and those would go directly into the storage bay. So that was the thought. So let's get into our little ship and head up the changes for the refinery. So first thing I did is revamp the back end. Took out a lot of engines, realized the engines basically run off the reactors. So also added 2 reactors, bulked up the back end. Before it wasn't even, this section didn't even exist. Then beefed out the refinery area, and then also added a more detailed landing area, landing bay for the miners and the haulers. Also extended the landing deck. One also thing I did with the landing deck is instead of one civilian landing spot, I put in two. Those two little squares. So, like I said, extended the width, took off the engines off the side corners, held, basically put those inside underneath the runway so they don't get hit by other ships. Added a few more stopping engines because I was having trouble stopping with this huge beast. And then, so let's go ahead and land into the landing bay. These thing's pretty nimble. So, excuse my flying. I haven't quite got it down. So, ships that would come in with goods could potentially drop them off, and then the conveyor belts will take them into the refinery. So, like I have one right here staged. It's a hauler. It's dropping goods off, and the goods are being transported into the refinery. And here you can see the freighter. And a better look at the fuel docking or good transfers that I was talking about. So, and then here's a miner I kind of put together. It's got some lights just like our little flying scout thing here. And it's got a large medium box in there. It's the same box. I think it's a little smaller than the hauler's box, so that's a medium for the small ships. And it's got a little more armor, so it can take a beating if it bumps into an asteroid. And then it's got the mining apparatus. And here it would be unloading, and again, goods would be transferred into the refinery, which you can see they would come out into this corner here. Let me just turn on my lights. The conveyor belts would come back up here. This is from the outside. Goes into the two refineries, and the two refineries can put all the goods into 4 large boxes, 4 large cargo containers for finished product, which then can be transferred via the exterior port, which is here, to the freighter, or the freighter can drop off fuel into the reactors. And I added 3 reactors. I don't know if that's enough power, but I figured 2 to get around, move around, lights and stuff, medical bays, and then probably just 1 reactor is going to be needed just to run the refineries. I don't know. It's still alpha, everything's still in guess mode. So again, blue paths for civilian travel, and I cleaned this up so it's pretty open. So you can come in here, and it used to be a whole bunch of ramps. It was pretty tight quarters, so I opened it up, and we'll go upstairs to the med bed area, and then so this would be the medical bay area. If anybody gets injured, they can come in, or this would be the respawn points for the medical bays. And as you can see, it says medical room. So that would probably be where you would respawn. Got that gravity generator, and then of course upstairs is the bridge. The lonely bridge with the captain's chair. Fortunately, with all the pieces, I can't put too much up here because there's just not enough room to change that stuff. So you can see I'm still running around and tweaking some items, and then there we go. Go all the way down. I think I'm going to take fall damage. And like I said, this would be the civilian port. We have our little shuttle hauler again from last episode. Changed it from yellow to blue because I figured blue would be like civilian or whatever. I don't know what green would be, but here's another look at those fuel ports for the reactor. And I forgot to put it in here, but there's supposed to be that conveyor belt right here for the last storage container, so you can do top loading. So that's about it. I'll probably end up making like I was thinking about making a ship just for medbay, so you can do on location spawns. So I think that'll probably be the next video, but for now thanks for watching, and like I said, it's on Steam for early alpha release, so you can pick it up for 14 bucks on Steam, and like I said, it's pretty cool stuff. So thanks for watching again, and oh, I almost fell there. That's just really odd. They still have that. You're supposed to be in outer space. How can you fall? But there you go. So I hope you enjoyed the videos. Don't forget to like the video if you have. Throw any comments if you like the new builds for the freighter and the refinery. And let me know what you think, or if you got any questions, I'll try and answer them. Like I said, it's still fairly new for me. And right now it's creative, so none of these parts really work. But hopefully maybe with these videos the developers can see some ideas that are going across. It could be really cool if you could transfer stuff from conveyor belt to conveyor belt, or they had some kind of docking ring for that, because that would be critical for like moving large materials from one location to the next. So alright, well let me see if I can actually get down in here. That'd be funny if I could sit. So there you go. That would be really cool if you can transfer goods from one ship to the other via the conveyor belts. That'd be really, really cool. And then also here's the additional exterior storage for fuel. So when the refinery tops off the main 4 in there, there's 3 more out here for the ship or transferring to the freighter. So this thing's got 7 large containers and the freighter's got 5. So I think that should be good enough. I mean, the freighter could definitely empty 4 of the processed cans, and then that leaves the freighter 1 additional can for fuel. So, I don't know. Still thinking about these wonderful builds. And hopefully they'll come out with some more information about. They said the main thing they want to do with the game is push multiplayer. So hopefully they'll have that up pretty soon, and then I can throw some friends on here and we can start doing some pretty crazy stuff. We'll do some how-tos. Not how-tos, but watch us plays. So, alright, have a good night. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video or leave comments.